Hey, just as a reminder, as you come in, please grab some food and come to the tables, and please sit with folks you don't know or normally don't work with. And for those of you in the back, I'm actually going to start asking people to come closer to the front because it looks like we're going to have less people.
minstrel show.
Imagine that.
For reading?
Well, we gotta swap waters though.
We don't have to.
No badges. Is that what you want to share with the group? Oh my gosh, that's not good. Do we have an agenda? Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get started. So if you haven't had an opportunity to grab some food, please grab some food. Then sit at a table, hopefully with folks you haven't worked with that often or don't know that well. We would like to use this as an opportunity for people to meet folks, especially since we're coming out of COVID. What, 2 years now? We're in our junior year, I think, as Stina says. So we want you to have an opportunity to get to know folks, especially over a meal. And so please take that opportunity today, sit up front, and then we have a program that we'd like to go through here for you.
Click too far. So we will be your hosts for today. We are excited to get to recognize some folks. We want to draw your attention to the committee of folks that put this together. We've got representation from across student life. And we also have the Slackers Committee taking a new role with the awards. So we are very excited to bring up Mike Conley. He's going to tell you about the fun things they've been working on to make this a little more fun. And he's not going to come on stage. No, you do you.
I like to walk. All right. Okay, so what we have here on your table, everyone has a table, and it has a little envelope that says, do not open ... yet. So don't open it yet. I'm going to give you the count of 3. But what we're going to do, when you open this is a at-table scavenger hunt. So there's 10 items on this list. Out of that, you need to find all 10 items. Get creative. There's not many rules to this. Find the items. You got phones. You got resources. When you find the items, raise your hand. I'm going to come over. The first table to win or to get finished will win a $20 gift card each. Each person gets a $20 gift card. This is, let me rephrase, this is Rebel Cash. Not quite a gift card to Amazon or anything, but it's Rebel Cash. That's some Starbucks. That's Dining Commons. We all got to eat, so it's great. So once you open it, I'm going to give you a count of 3. 3, 2, 1, open. Everybody take a look, and we're just going to start. Simple as that. I'm not going to give any rules or regulations. Get creative. All right, 3, 2, 1, start. Oh. You all finished? Oh, let's see here. Family picture. We got family picture. All right, pin. Yeah, UNLV name tag. Picture of a dog, picture of a cat, shoelace. Watch, glasses, anything with red.
The tablecloth?
Selfie with the table. Where's your selfie? They're finished. Right here, we got table 12 that's got the winner. They raised their hand first. What do you think is the same time? All right. I saw 12 raise their hand first. So 12 came over and they had the winner. So I'm going to give you 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So we do have one more thing. In the back of the room, you're going to notice a Student Life logo on a large, I guess it's a corkboard poster. There's 6 different pieces. So on this, what we're asking is for everyone to take a moment to think of one thing they're proud of, one thing they've done this year that they're really proud of, working with maybe students or a program or an event. Anytime throughout this event, go back with a Sharpie, write that moment, that one proud moment down, and we're going to hang this up somewhere to show kind of like, our proud moments as a group. So anytime, take a break, grab a chicken nugget, and sign something, whatever you choose. But definitely take a moment, think about something that you're proud, and I think it'll make it look really good once we're all done. But thank you, and enjoy the rest of it.
That got a little intense there. So today we're gathering to celebrate the achievements and accomplishments this past year by our staff and students in Student Life. We're showcasing the heart and dedication for the work that we do for each other and for our students.
And our awards today represent a varied and vital work of Student Life across 9 categories: excellence in student achievement, excellence in infrastructure, excellence in community partnerships, shared governance and staff development, economic viability, excellence in research, scholarship, and creative activity, biggest van? Some of us have vans, social justice, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and outstanding graduate students.
Rich already took my joke about the junior year of the pandemic, and I was warning Ryan that I've been watching a lot of Maisel, but I am not a comic, so I'm not going to jump into that. But now that we are into our 3rd year of the pandemic, we're back. We are in person. We are doing events. We're figuring out what it means post-COVID to be coming back together. Staff and students have navigated the transition with continually changing information, all while chronically short-staffed. Some folks are excited and eager to be back together, and others may carry some understandable hesitancy. Wherever you are on the spectrum, we are glad you're here today, and we are happy to be building some community and sharing some food and drink while we celebrate some of the hard work that's been going on over the past couple of years.
And while we join together to celebrate for this celebration, it's still important to take a few moments to ground ourselves in a few truths and acknowledgments. And so with this, we want to acknowledge the land that we are on, and with the land acknowledgement. And this is a video that UNLV has produced.
The University of Nevada, Las Vegas wishes to acknowledge and honor the indigenous communities of this region and recognize that the university is situated on the traditional homelands of the Nuwuvi Southern Paiute people. We offer gratitude for the land itself, for those who have been stewarding it for generations, and for the opportunity to study, learn, work, and be in community with this land. We encourage everyone in the UNLV community to engage in continued learning about the indigenous peoples who work and live on this land since time immemorial, including the Las Vegas Paiute tribe and the Mawapa Band of Paiutes, and about the historical and present realities of colonialism. As one of the most diverse universities in the United States, UNLV believes it is important to recognize and appreciate the use of Southern Paiute land as part of its mission to be a welcoming and inclusive place for working and learning.
And as you watch that video, there's also some facts there on the screen for you to see. Last Thursday, May 5th, we observed the National Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons Awareness Day, which brings attention to the number of women on tribal lands that have come up missing or murdered over the years, both in the U.S. and Canada. There's a range of ways to learn about the topic and about how to take action. Consider checking out podcasts such as Taken, Missing, and Murdered, and We Are Resident, Resilient, and MMW True Crime Podcast.
Additionally, we acknowledge that Black bodies and communities are still impacted by violence and oppression, that there are ongoing patterns of anti-Asian sentiments and violence, as well as anti-Semitism, among other oppressive things happening in our world.
And as we acknowledge some of those hard realities, we also try to use this celebration to celebrate positive social change via supporting a local cause. This year, we're supporting the Basic Needs Pantry, the Take What You Need event series through Service Learning and Leadership Hope Resources.
In UNLV's fall 2021 survey with the National League of Cities, 54.4% of the student respondents reported experiencing barriers to accessing at least one of 6 basic needs, including food, housing, transportation, digital access, mental health, and childcare. In response to student needs, Service Learning and Leadership hosts Take What You Need, a basic needs pop-up event. Students can come and shop for no cost, taking items they need ranging from hygiene products, home goods, school supplies and tech, clothing, food, and more.
The event was launched in 2019, so strong engagement, but effectively went on a hiatus during the pandemic. But we're back. 49 students shopped in March and 60 in April. So it definitely shows a clear need there for our students. We shared information about the highest need items on the screen, so you're welcome to snap a picture for the future reference. And we've included a QR code to the Amazon wish list for your convenience. It is updated regularly so you can see what the most recent needs are, student suggestions, and requests collected for the event.
A lot of you have helped clean out your closets, your linen cabinets, your kitchens, your bathrooms to contribute gently used items, or maybe you contributed via the Amazon wish list. These goods go directly onto shelves to support our students, so thank you.
All right, so now we are going to dive into the awards. And first of all, we want you to know that you can view the slides and the presentation linked on screen. We will share the awards and the criteria on screen and highlight some of the great things that nominees and this year's award winners have done. We will not read the actual nominations. Some of them are rather lengthy, so we're just going to highlight a few of the things from each award winner.
Selection this year was done again by People's Choice. So nominations were compiled, sent to staff teams who reviewed and then offered a collective departmental vote. We know it's not a perfect system, but it is seeking to make a more equitable voting process across the varying departments in our unit. For this year's winners, we will invite you to come up front as you are willing and or able to receive the award, and then you can return right to the comfort of your seat. And if the honoree is not here, we will ask for someone to send a departmental representative up to collect their items to take back to them.
And in between award winners, we will be showing highlights from each department. There'll be photographs as well as some bullet points. Again, an opportunity for you to read those or view those at a later time. And to start us off, with Student Life Maintenance Team's annual highlights here, you can see some of the things, and there's some pretty impressive things that have happened. And you think about Student Life Maintenance, they never left. Like many of you, never left campus. They were always here, always working in the residence halls, the union, the rec center, dining, all those areas. They've all done a large number of projects, work orders that they've continued to do even during the pandemic and since that time. And like many of our offices, have done this while being short-staffed.
All right, so now we're going to jump into the awards. Our first one for today is the Student Achievement Award. So Student Life is engaged in a transformational, holistic, collegiate experience generating pride and connection to UNLV with our students. Through tailored experiences and intentional sport, we ignite the creativity, productivity, and development of our dynamic students in their paths to becoming healthy, engaged, and socially aware members of a global society. And as you can see, in alphabetical order by last name, our nominees for this year have included Theo Nichols, Heather Richardson, and Ryan Romero.
Okay. And this year's award was actually a tie between two people. And so this year, the award goes to Heather Richardson from Steve and Ryan Romero. So just a couple of quick comments. Heather completed a 16-week national certification for fostering and coaching. It's also important to note that 100% of the students who started the program in the fall continued into the spring. And the GPA for the students involved in the program increased from 2.98 to 3.12. So wonderful things happening with our fostering program. Ryan, who advises our Rebel Events Board, provided intentional training and developing opportunities for students on the topics of designing inclusive events, marketing, and effectively communicating and working with our vendors. He also introduced two new programs, 80s Prom Night and Reb Foodie Festival.
All right, and now we are pleased to share the highlight from Campus Recreational Services. They have a lot of really great bullet points on there, but we're going to hit a few of them. So 250% increase in traffic in their building. That's huge. And what we're also seeing is that increase in demand for events that require registration. So they've got wait lists going for events. So if you want to join, get on that wait list. You'll also see that there was some jubilation when the mask mandate was lifted. People were tired of working out with masks and trying to breathe through that fabric. So they got to celebrate with the staff there. And they are rocking the youth camps, which I think many folks will be very excited for this summer as kids are eager to get back into sports. So great job, CRS.
And so we have the excellence in infrastructure. So Student Life effectively and efficiently operates nearly 1 million square feet of state-of-the-art space. I know Kirsten has a different opinion on some of the technology. We're working on that, Kirsten. But it's safe, clean, and well-maintained, as we all know. And so the operational quality of services. And again, for this year, we have a tie. And we had an award nomination that was submitted for both CRS custodial team and SRW custodial team. So if we could have a representative from both teams, please come up and receive the awards. And while supervisors collect the awards, it's really important to mention that our custodial team, like a lot of staff, really never really left campus. They were here, they worked first shift, second shift, third shift. Many times they were picking up overtime, working weekends, to really maintain the facilities and really help each other out. And often they would also show up when we had last minute requests, especially in the student union, to work weekends. And so we really want to say thank you to all of our custodial teams, both in the rec center and the student union.
All right, and now we are going to hit some of the high points from housing and residential life. HRL has been busy, so much so with the COVID stuff in there that they had 3 new job positions to manage COVID cases and to help respond and support students through that. You can see they've had some award winners, 112 applicants to be RAs, classes with 70 students, and a full staff hired. Over 300 participants in some of their events, which is pretty darn good turnout for residential communities, so great job with some of that. And then notably some new floors created to celebrate fine arts and a strong response to an unfortunate fire in the halls. It's really hard when students like Maslow hierarchy, that housing thing is shaken, and staff responded really quickly and really supportively to help students navigate that from a range of areas on campus. Okay, good job, HRL. And so our next award will be for economic viability. You can see that we have a value for economic viability because it's critical to the realization of our mission. This is achieved through strategic planning, revenue generation, fiscally responsible decisions, and eco-friendly practices that add value in a competitive environment. And so this year's nominees, we had Service Learning and Leadership, we had Sunny Gittins, Keith Rogers, and Student Life Business Services.
Did I just give it away? This is what happens when you have bright lights. My apologies. This year's award, though, oh, come on, help me out here. This year's Economic Viability Top Tier Award goes to Service Learning and Leadership. And when you think about service learning and leadership, you may not think about economic viability, but when you think about the fact that they've spent a lot of time this year writing grants and getting additional funding from the community, $180,000 from the United Way to help with our Hope Scholars. $200,000 also from the Walter S. Johnson Foundation. And then also there was a $500,000 grant that we were in the running for to help out also with other programs that were coming down. And I know that we have some there in the pike. And it's not uncommon for me to get an email on a Saturday morning from Ryan saying, I've submitted the grant. And I know others in this room have also done that kind of work too with the grant work. But this is just a good example of how that grant money comes forward and really helps us work with our students.
And what a segue to the SLL highlight for this year. So you can see that Rich already hit some of those things, but also we're back with alt break trips, with Dash, with Service Day. What else? A lead team has been doing some events. And then also the Fostering Scholars program launched. It was a pretty complex process, and it was launched right at the tail of the pandemic, and they've had strong response and continual folks recognizing it and saying, hey, this is something I qualify for and would benefit from. So in addition to all those other things, you can see that they've been keeping busy. We, like I'm not part of that department. And then securing to expand the Engelstad program scholarship so that students have more funding to match kind of the increase in tuition. So lots of different things going on there.
And for our Outstanding Graduate Student Top Tier Award, we had two nominees, Alam Hamden and Valentine Barron. And so we had two outstanding grad assistants that came forward and exemplifying a lot of the work that our grad students go into every one of our areas. And this year, it goes to Valentine Barron for the Outstanding Graduate Assistant. And so, Alicia, can you come up and accept the award on her behalf? Valentine works in the sales area of Sue's and has done an outstanding job of supporting that area. Very professional, doing a lot of additional work. I know her and Alicia work very closely together and pretty much has a strong positive attitude, a can-do attitude. Every time she comes into the office, there's a smile on her face. She's always ready to go. So well-deserving. All of our nominees are well-deserving the award this year.
Next up, we are celebrating the Student Union and Event Services team. These numbers make my head spin. 3,500 bookings, 15,000 tables, 63,000 chairs. So please, everyone, just sit in one of these chairs before you leave today to make it all have been worth it. And over 160 event coordinator assigned events, all while being 50% staffed. It's no feat. No, it is a feat to do this at any time, but especially while 50% staffed. And for the most part, you're going to find folks who are smiling and helpful and troubleshooting through all of the things that happened. Great job, Suze. Thank you so much. It is still out of order, so I don't know what's up. For our next award, we have the Excellence in Scholarship Research and Creativity Award. We positively impact the academic experience of our students through influential partnerships between faculty and staff, innovative curricular development, teaching, academic publishing, and the creation of a seamless learning environment supports top-tier initiatives within student life. Our nominee this year includes Ryan Satterwhite. And the award goes to STSJ. No, I'm just kidding. That's wild. Ryan Satterway, come on up here and get some recognition for your great work in publishing. You also get that.
Just a couple of comments about Ryan. Ryan is someone who continues, and we think about the research and the scholarship. He spends a great deal of time reading, a great deal of time writing, as you can tell from the grants and the proposals, but he's also spent a lot of time with national associations. He's also on various boards, committees. He's really committed both regionally, nationally, and it comes out in the research and the scholarship there to work with the students. And the nomination also talked about the group, his SL team, talking about how they have to research things and have references and make sure that they've crossed their T's and dotted their I's with anything that comes forward.
All right, and so now we're going to spend some time featuring SDSJ and some of their highlights from this year. So they once again launched the Black Carpet event, getting everyone on the dance floor doing the wobble. They have built the Navigator program and had it be responsive to students when they recognized that imposter syndrome was something important to discuss. So they didn't just sort of keep it on lockstep. They were adapting to student needs and really helping their students navigate some things. And they were collaborating with several partners across campus to address some of the things like suicide awareness and some of those really important topics that don't always get addressed for students.
Good job. And so our next award is for shared governance and staff development. Student Life is a dynamic teaching and mentoring environment for professionals with a proud tradition of preparing full-time employees for success, supervisory relationships fueled with mutual exchange of ideas and trust. Feedback, support, recognition, along with the continuous training, results, and professional experience, and the ultimate success of the organization. And so this year's nominees are Savannah Baltera and Colt Kraus. And this year's winner is Colt Kraus. Colt works with CSN, good Lord. I will not be doing this next year. Colt works with CSUN, student government, advising a complex organization with an operating budget of $1 million, juggling student training, Robert's Rules of Order. If you've ever done that, that's a lot of fun. Nevada open meeting laws, CSUN bylaws, Constitution, and then with a return to in-person, all the staff vacancies and picking up additional duties. Colt stepped up to ensure that the student experience was not impacted. Colt is a strong advocate for ensuring minoritized students have a positive experience working with our organizations. Okay, go to the next one. And so our next spotlight is Student Life Technology. And without these folks, your computers wouldn't run, your servers wouldn't work, your phones wouldn't work. There's a lot of things that our Student Life Technology group works with. But you can see some of the additional things that they've worked on, whether it's the radio station in the rec center. I have no idea what a PSK network is. Private secure key. Still don't know what that is, but thank you. And then a transition to all student union entrance locks from Blackboard to Salto, which is actually part of a bigger project that they're managing throughout our entire program. This is just a small snippet of what this group does, though. But again, very critical, because we've all noticed when the internet goes down, what happens? We're all sitting around twiddling our thumbs like, what do we do? Especially when a server goes down.
All right, we're up now for the biggest fan. We're each other's biggest fans, promoting our excellence, valuing our talents, and celebrating one another's accomplishments. Phenomenal students, staff, programs, and services are recognized internally, locally, regionally, and nationally through presentations, publications, and awards. And so this year, our nominees include Vicki McLean, AC Monroy, Elba Palacios, and the Dayton Complex RA staff.
And so this year's award winner is AC Monroy. While AC collects her award, we'll talk a little bit about the nomination that was written for her. A lot of her staff, when they wrote this, said she's the best boss ever. She's a great mentor, someone who cares about student success, someone that's always involved and willing to do the extras to work with her colleagues and the students. I will also say that if you ever want to find her, she also has a smile on her face, typically at Starbucks. And for those of you that know her, she likes a pumpkin spice latte. And I sent her a text this morning. It's 113 days, 7 hours. 7 hours should be about 53 minutes now for you, AC. But she keeps a timer on her phone when that spice latte is going to be available at Starbucks.
113 days, 8 hours, 13 minutes, and 50 seconds.
But who's counting? That's amazing. Congratulations. Next. Didn't we do this one?
Yeah, we're going to recognize Suze again.
They've been a little busy. All right. Our next award goes to Excellence in Community Partnerships. And this year's nominees are Michael Amasquita and Juanita Hinojosa. I need...
This year's award goes to
Juanita, please come up. I'll go ahead. I know you can do that. So for those of you that may have attended the Engelstadt Scholars Program last week, that was just one of the many things that the Juanita has done this year. She's managed the Engelstadt Scholars Program, sustaining 24 or more ongoing partnerships with nonprofits of Southern Nevada. She did it during the pandemic, while staffed at 50% capacity. With her foundation of care, understanding, and relationship building, she helped 110 scholars resume their valuable services, learning experiences, and support for our local nonprofit partners. I will tell you, having attended that program a week or so ago, hearing the students' experiences and the value and the importance of that, the work that Juanita did for this program was invaluable. Hearing their experience, it would have never happened if she hadn't done the work she did do. So congratulations, Juanita. You have another spotlight. Student Life Business Office. Hey, the money people. So again, just some highlights for the business office here. 26 active accounts, $50 million. I'd like to know where all that money is. You look at the number of POs, 226 POs. That's a lot. That's a lot of paper pushing. It's a lot of work in Workday. It's a lot of contact with vendors. You can see the numbers there. It's pretty staggering when you think about it. They volunteer to work lead in events and projects. The nice thing about our Student Life Business Office is that they are around. They're actually an active part of our program when it comes to working with our student organizations too, and being a part of the bigger picture. And then the SLB website was developed in 2019, updated improvements and enhancements in 2021. 2,176 views over this past year. So it's nice to see that people are using those resources that people put time and effort into. And then finally, oh, you don't want to present yourself? Okay, and so our final award today goes to the Social Justice Award. And so we have two nominees for this award. We have Juanita Hinojosa. Oh, I'm going to get that. Hinojosa. And Stina Odegaard. And this year's award goes to, I'm sorry, I'm too quick with this clicker, holding it down. All right. Ryan, thank you. I think that's Ryan's way of saying, can we hustle it up so we can get more food? Stina has done an amazing job this past year of making sure the students have a voice, making sure the staff have a voice when it comes to student diversity, social justice. She's actually brought that to our committee. We've actually had a conversation even about what we're going to do at this event. It's at the forefront of her thinking. And so it's interwoven into everything that she does. It's greatly appreciated. I can say that very much. And so I wanted to share that with this group. And so congratulations again, Christina. Christine. I always want to call you Christina. And so before we end, there's a couple other folks we'd like to, and a couple other groups we'd like to recognize and thank you for this year's awards program. One is Aramark for providing the food and the drinks for us. They gave us a really nice discount, especially to provide the stuff that folks really like the chicken fingers and everything else, the cookies. I mean, Mary did a really nice job, her and her team. The other group we want to say thank you to is the Sue's team. The technology group that put this together, they really put together a nice stage for us. The presentation, even with my oopses, don't hold that against them. That was all on me. So we do want to thank everybody. And then also, I really want to send a heartfelt thank you out to all the people that took the time to nominate colleagues, because this event and this program would not be successful if it wasn't for you taking the time to nominate other people. There's a lot of good work that happened in student life this past year. A lot of folks did things that weren't even written up this year that we may never know about. But thank you again to everyone who nominated. Thank you to everyone who was nominated for all the work you've done. And then thank you to the rest of you who also do the work you do every single day to make sure that student life is as successful as we are, and that our students are served, and that each one of us is served as well.
Our final thank you is to the top tier committee and to Rich, who wrangles very graciously. We've had a lot of pulling this year while short-staffed, so we're hoping that we have a really great hiring and onboarding season ahead of us, and hope that you enjoy. There should be, but we're missing SIA. Yeah, I don't know. We were trying to figure out what the heck was going on, and it seems that it might be a double SUS minus SIA, which is bad form. We apologize, SIA, because you all have really done a lot to bring back new events, to launch, I know some of the highlights in there, I think, to launch the new, oh, you want to do it? All right. I'll hand that over.
Sonny is looking at me like, you better say something. No, I'm just kidding. My apologies. Somehow we overran that with Sue's. But no, student involvement and activities has done a fantastic job. Again, like many of the offices short, with the number of programs that are taking place this year. You think about the Rebel Rebound program that was launched, the C Campus program that was launched. We've also had Rebels After Dark. We've had a lot of other programs that take place in the fall, in the beginning, sorority and fraternity life. So, and when you look at all these programs, they've all been extremely well attended this year, which says a lot about the quality of the programs, and then I think also about the work that people put into it and the need that's there, because students want to be engaged, they want to be involved. When we send this out, we will update that slide.
It doesn't matter. They have been left out of this presentation, but I promise it's in there. I'm so sorry, SIA.
Yeah,
we will send it out to everyone to get to enjoy their long list of hard work. All right.
Okay, with that, we are officially done. Please feel free to stay if you'd like a little longer. Don't forget to write what you're most proud of in the back. If you'd like to take some food with you, because there's a lot of it back there. I can still see it. Please feel free to take some with you. And thank you again for taking the time to come out today.